There is a difference between a protective and a possessive man. Sadly, many people don't realize that there is a difference between the two. Is your partner possessive of you? What do you do when your partner is possessive of you? We are all possessive to a small extent. Something I like to call innocent possessiveness. There is a problem, however, when this innocent possessiveness becomes aggressive possessiveness. There isn't a type when it comes to possessive married men. They come from all social and economic classes, ages, education statuses, religious beliefs, political tendencies, upbringing, you name it. You won't be able to recognize a possessive man by any special category. Thanks to the wisdom passed down by my ancestors, I've learned valuable insights on navigating relationships with all kinds of individuals, particularly men. Through their experiences, I've gained an understanding of dealing with possessive behavior and various other traits, helping me navigate through imperfect relationships with greater insight and resilience. What does it mean when a married man is possessive of you? When a married man is possessive of you, he is kinda selfish about the people in his life, in this case, you. He may be clingy and could even label you his for the world to see. He treats you like a thing he owns. Being with a possessive man isn't easy to cope with because a possessive man is often insecure and controlling. He wants you to himself so badly that the guy may alienate you from everything, your friends, family, events, your life in general. Possessive people don't always start off by showing this part of their personality. If a man started acting controlling right away, he wouldn't even get a second date, and he knows it. In real life, possessive men are charming. They may act kindly to you, even come across as caring and concerned. You may even feel flattered and loved in the early stages of the relationship, only for him to unleash the monster after you are hooked. Are you the reason that he is possessive? A married man is possessive because of his inner insecurities, which often have nothing to do with you. A married man who is cheating on his wife is flawed. Leave alone the fact that he may be victimized in his marriage, if that is even true, or whatever other cheating cards he thinks he has. You need to realize that you are dealing with a damaged man from the beginning. The real reasons why a married man is possessive of you. Whether the possessive man is your husband, or your lover, or whatever else he is to you, these reasons are cross-cutting and hold true regardless of the scenario you are in. Being protective of the people you care for is normal. Possessive behavior may stem from being protective, which is a natural and healthy emotion. It is normal for a man to be worried about your safety, drinking habits, or even the lousy friend he feels is a bad company. It only becomes a problem when this goes overboard, when it goes beyond being concerned and it goes to him acting on your behalf. For instance, when he worries that your friends are bad, so he cuts them off on your behalf or even forbids from seeing them. 2. He has a constant need to control things. Show me a possessive married man, and I will show you a control freak. The two go together. Having the need to put your life in order is great, however, having an uncontrollable need to control everything is where things go berserk. It is impossible to be in charge of everything in life, especially things that concern people, because humans are unpredictable and volatile. If a man fails to accept this, he may be tempted to force the things and the people he can't control to bend to his rule. That is in itself possessiveness. 3. He is insecure and has self-doubt. At the heart of every possessive man, there is an insecure boy full of self-doubt. A man is possessive and smothering because he fears that is the only way he could ever be with you. He fears that deep down, he has nothing to offer, and sooner or later, he will lose you to someone else who has a real thing to offer. So his best shot is to cut you off from the world so that you don't meet his potential successor. 3. He is battling other issues like abandonment and trust issues. Emotional problems don't occur in isolation. Like a possessive an emotionally unstable man is bound legions of other issues that could have preceded the possessive behavior tendencies. Such issues that could predispose a man to possessive behavior are abandonment and trust issues whose cause may be rooted in childhood traumatic experience. Traumatic childhood causes abandonment and trust issues, which cause possessive behavior, resulting in controlling tendencies and even narcissism. In RL, that may not always be the case for every possessive man. Still, for the majority of married men, their possessiveness stems from issues rooted in childhood trauma. 4. He has a good thing going on, and he is afraid to lose you, particularly for married men. A married man knows that he has absolutely nothing to offer you. He will be worried, especially if you are his mistress, that someone will come in and take you away from here and disturb the balance he already has in his life. The man is living his perfect life with you as his side woman, and his wife is his major woman, so someone else coming in the picture to take you away threatens this life that he has going on. He will try to be possessive and even manipulative to keep you while you are, so he doesn't lose what he already has going on. I know that it sounds selfish, but the heart of a possessive man is selfish. The signs of a possessive man. Possessive men often have obsessive personalities. Obsessive personality stems from obsessive behavior, which comes from obsessive thoughts and urges. A possessive man usually has obsessive thoughts about losing you or being adequate, which drives his manic behavior. The man is controlling. Possessive men also usually have the need to control things, even people in their lives. His need to control you may come from a pure place, he may just want to protect you, or he genuinely could be trying to make you a better person. The problem is that his need for control makes methods rather crude, because instead of asking for your permission, a possessive man will go ahead to do what he thinks is good for you. Because he acts from insecurities, what he does may not be the best for you but the best for him. Even though the man claims that what he did for you, he did it for himself in the real sense. He is an overly jealous man. Another very common quality of possessive men is that they are always jealous. Maybe because of the self-doubt and insecurities, he may feel less than, so when he sees any other guy around you, it incites jealousy. He is clingy. A passive married man can be so needy and clingy that you may want to kill yourself. He makes you feel like you are the center of his life, and in many ways, you are, because you are his only friend more often than not. He makes it feel like without you, he will die. At first, this is cute, but you will curse when you realize that he was serious about you being in his life. He expects you to drop everything you are doing for him when he calls. He may often also expect you to bend forwards and backward to prove your love for him. Proving your loyalty will get tiring, because no amount of assurance is enough for a possessive man. He checks your phones. Everyone knows that the phone is private property. Still, a possessive man does not respect any personal boundary of face and privacy. He will often do creep things. But because you're already charmed by him, you may just ignore it and cut him some slack. He is checking your phones and computer frequently to know whom to be wary of. He controls who you associate with. At the beginning of the relationship, he will be subtle. In fact, his control will come off as kindness or concern. But slowly, he begins to cut you from some people. With his control tools like swing moods and other emotional authoritarian tendencies, he starts to control who you associate with. In fact, if you take time, you may see that the people he asks you to keep from are usually your most sensible friends or the good men in your life. He stalks you and is probably tracking your phone without your knowledge. I know that no one would ever ask for your consent to stalk your phone or do something nearly as creepy as that. A possessive guy takes it one step further. I don't mean to scare you, but if you're dating a possessive man, he's probably already cloned your phones. He is keeping tabs on everything and everyone that you talk to. The biggest challenge of a possessive guy is that he doesn't trust you at all. To be sure that you are telling the truth, he will stalk you or track your phone or both. He has a problem with everyone you know. It doesn't matter how good your friends are, he always has a problem with them. To him, Samantha is a smoker, Mary is a drinker, Susan is a whore. He always finds the negatives of your friends. Obviously, it could be true that your friends are bad, but he exaggerates. He wants you to distrust everyone but him. So at the end of the day, he is the only one you trust. He wants to be your one and only, practically. He withholds information. So your friend called while you were in the shower, he won't breathe a word about it. Chances are that he picked up, mumbled some threats, and deleted from your call history. Even if it is something serious like a family member being sick, Mr. Possessive will not say a thing about it. Remember, his goal is to cut you from society and transplant you into a world where it's just you and him. Only you and him. I know it sounds cute initially, but it's not. You need your friends, you need your family, and you need your life. That's a luxury that a possessive man can't afford to give you. He intimidates you. A possessive man uses fear as a tool because his goal is to control you. The guy knows that he needs to have you afraid or intimidated by him, then he knows that he has a free pass to control you if you are afraid or intimidated by him. He uses information that you have confided in him against you. This is a sick ploy to control you. You may have naively told the man things about you in confidence, but he will use it against you. If you suspect that you are dealing with a possessive man, my advice is to bait him with a juicy lie and then pick up a fight later. He is bound to bring it up. Before you tell him your life story, be sure that you can trust him because any man could potentially be this terrible. He is suicidal. That is obviously a trap to stop you from ever thinking about leaving him because you don't want his blood on your hands, and he knows it. He acts suicidal so that you won't leave him. That is manipulation 101, if you ask me. Final thoughts. A married man may possess you for several reasons, which may have nothing to do with you but his insecurities and self-doubt. A possessive man may be flattering at what cost at the beginning of a relationship. Still, as time goes and the possessiveness turns into control and something nasty, you may not feel his flattery anymore. If you realize that a man has possessive signs and quality, don't be afraid to contact Mama Nkima through the link in the description to get professional help.